Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Scraps and today my hand finally got picked up, huh? Anyway, today we are playing Not for Broadcast, a game we've been playing for 913 days, if I can believe this, that is.
Never happy, never enough.
I don't think it's accurate, but who knows. Let's go ahead and dive in. 913 days, an important review. You arrive at work a little early despite a stressful journey in. You still aren't quite sure of everything that happened, though if the swarm of CCOs all over the building is anything to go by, this isn't just a Channel 1 matter. This is confirmed when you are informed you need to speak to Bozeman immediately and are escorted to his office. You sit nervously outside waiting for your boss. A few minutes later, the boss man arrives, disabled, and with a stern-looking CCO in tow. Ah yes, Winston. Good. This is Specialist Abels. She will be observing this interview. Please come inside and take a seat. The ruddy-faced man bustles into his office and leaves the door open for you to follow. The few times you've been here before, it was immaculate, with everything in its proper place. Not so today. It must be serious for Bozeman to be this flustered. So, Alex, do you know why you're here today? Bozeman's eyes are sharp and his gaze is fixed on your face from across the desk. Abels is standing behind you, out of sight, but definitely not out of mind. Not really, I wasn't involved. I assume to do with what happened with Disrupt last night. What happened? Is it the fighting? What happened last night was nothing short of the culmination of a heinous and outrageous campaign of terror that Disrupt have been reaping on this nation and its territories. Bozeman shoots a glance behind you to your left where you'll see your observer is standing. And it is, of course, our duty to root out this rot, wherever we find it, to prevent anything like last night happening ever again. I've been asked by Advance to perform interviews with all staff members involved. They'll be submitting a personal review of your performance, both during the incident in question and throughout your time here. This can only end well. He shoots you a quick smile. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. Arranging some papers, Bozeman clears his throat and begins. Obviously, a lot happened last night and I have a number of interviews to conduct today, so I'd rather none of them take any longer than necessary. Please be brief, concise and clear in your answers. You nod. Reviewing the broadcast, we noticed something a little odd about a particular camera choice. It was while everyone else was talking. Oh, where did I put it there? Here we are. Do you recognize this? With a flourish, Bozeman produced the leaflet from the notice board and places it on the desk in front of you. I assumed it was just part of the set. Why else would it have been there and on camera? Well, that makes sense. You aren't responsible for maintaining the set. You can only assume that what's there is meant to be, after all. You get the feeling that at least some of the above was for the benefit of the CCO in the room. Thank you, Alex, and again for Abel's benefit. You're so loyal. Not exactly subtle here. Towards the end of the show, there appeared to be some issues with the sensor equipment. At this point, Bozeman pauses for a moment, putting a lid on his pen and placing it carefully on the desk, perpendicular to his notebook. How do you explain the fact you censored perfectly acceptable language during the final segment? You know, I could go with the display. There seemed to be an issue with the machine. Frank probably forgot to do his checks again. I could go with that as well, but I think I'll just say that I do what is told. I suppose it's certainly possible the machine could have malfunctioned, much more likely than the malfunctioning of such a competent employee. We'll make sure to have maintenance look at it right away. With the price we paid, I expect it to last at least another 20 years, just like the last one. Bozeman chuckles. How many questions will you have to answer? A loud creak breaks the growing silence. Bozeman leans back in his chair. The tape of that poor Miss Brightman. Why did you play it? Help me understand. Why play that tape? As you meet his gaze, You're almost surprised to see an earnest concern in the old man's eyes. I was worried what this rep might do if I didn't play it. It seemed like the news isn't that what they do is show the news. I think this one would work. You watch as Bozeman slowly cleans his glasses before answering. Well, at the end of the day, you chose to do it, Alex. I don't know if I'd have done the same in your shoes, but I think it's clear enough you thought it was the right thing to do, and that's all we can ask of you. He clears his throat and leans forward again, a smile once again on his face. I believe that's all I had for you, anyhow. Thank God it's over. I've got a lot more interviews ahead of me, so we'll leave it there for now, Winston. Bozeman looks questioningly. What? Why's that such a difficult word? Questioningly at the CCO, but by the time you've turned around, the moment has passed. Thankfully, this raptor farted last night, so we're still strong and on the air. You can get back to work now. You're dismissed. Well, you knew there'd be consequences. Yeah. Apparently he was still alive about a year later. I'd say that's an absolute win. A banquet for some. It's your anniversary. A week away could have been just what the doctor ordered for you and Sam, but after speaking to the travel agents, there's just no way you can afford it. Maybe next year. Still, just because you can't have a holiday doesn't mean you can't make tonight special. You have the day off today, so you could try and make a nice romantic meal for them this evening, especially considering everything they do for you. It'll be nice to have a lovely evening together. You'll make it up to them next year. Let's have fun. You get to work turning the house into the perfect romantic setting for the night. Everything is going according to plan. Sam's going to love it. Have I really been recording for only 7 minutes? It feels like longer. Guess there hasn't been any gameplay yet. Impatiently, you wait for them to arrive. You even had time to single-handedly clean the entire house, floor to ceiling. It took hours. But Sam will appreciate it, and that's all that matters. You hear keys and lock and put the final touches in place. As Sam steps into the hallway, you're waiting in the doorway to the kitchen, dressed to the nines and acting as nonchalant as possible. Alex, what is all this? Oh, did you clean? And what's that smell? They give you a quick kiss as they step past you into the kitchen, where the banquet is laid out, candles lit, with Charlie standing quietly grinning. Oh my God, Alex. Happy anniversary, Sam. Happy anniversary, Charlie echoes, as Sam turns to you, smiling with tears in their eyes. Alex, it's perfect. Sam rushes over and kisses you softly, only breaking off when you get a less than subtle cough from Charlie. So, I got officially accepted into the Community Cohesion Management Program, Charlie blurts out. What did you just say? Charlie picks up a rucksack next to him and heads towards the front door. Have a great evening. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll be around with friends tonight and back tomorrow, so don't wait up. Sam meets your eyes and you both chuckle. You pull out Sam's chair for them. Why, thank you, Sam says, taking a seat and grinning at you. So Charlie's been busy. They shake their head as you take your own seat opposite to them. Tomorrow. For now, you really didn't have to do all this, Alex. I know, I wanted to. I love you, Sam. I love you too, they breathe, admiring the panoply of food you've prepared for them. Now where on earth do I begin? They laugh as you pour the first glass of champagne of the evening. You're very lucky to have such a wonderful family. Who could ask for more? Didn't we also have like a daughter at some point though? I think so. A job down. Everything's ready. You and Sam have been trying to watch Bullet Man for years, but you missed it in the cinemas and it never seemed to be in stock when one of you went to pick up the VHS. Now you're just waiting for them to get home so you can start. You hear the front door open as you put a bowl of popcorn on the coffee table. We're all ready to go. Get your butt in here. Really, my mouth is still not moving much, huh? Well, so far for all that issue. Sam comes in with a vacant stare, ignoring both film and snacks as they sit down next to you, and have to actually nudge them to break their stupor. Sam, what is it? I've just been let go from work. Sam is just staring into space. Apparently there just isn't a need for 2 nursery teachers anymore. Not enough children, so they can't justify the expense. Honey, I'm so sorry. It'll be okay, you'll find another place. No, you don't get it. There just isn't that demand for younger years teachers anymore. Not just here, anywhere. I don't know what I'm going to do, what we're going to do. You pull Sam into a hug. I know things are tough, but we'll think of something. How, Alex? We're barely scraping by as it is. And now? Sam starts to sob. We're gonna have to sell the house. I can't see any other option. We've got too many debts to pay. If that's what we have to do, fine. It's only the 2 of us living here now anyway. I suppose you're right. Still, I hate the idea of losing this place. Think of everything that's happened here, Alex. They fall silent, thinking. Eventually you start the film, but neither of your hearts are in it. Too busy thinking about the future. Still, a house isn't everything. It's the people who make it a home. And home is where the art is, after all. A change of scenery, move out of the family home. Steam achievement. Interesting. The sterility. 3 years since the uprising.
Evening, Alex. I'm afraid we're in for another show of government-administered broadcasting, so I wouldn't expect much. Still, at least it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, which should liven things up a bit. I guess with everything that's happening, Advance want to make a bit of a song and dance about the children we do have. Do your best, eh?
What music is best? A rundown of the top 7 songs across
This thing has been removed?
catchy tunes and scenes of an inappropriate
There's a billboard over there from Julia Salisbury.
Julia's diary, where the ever-popular Prime Minister reads extracts from her diary in front of a warm fire. Then at 10:30, it's the
Songs of the New Future.
series Betterment, which tells the inspirational story of Emily Dennisworth and the brave doctors and technicians struggling.
And this is Jenny. She's the floor manager. Hi, Stacey.
Ah, here we go.
That's Colin. He
Not one for the kids.
too much. Don't talk to Colin.
Not getting involved in Bring Your Daughter to Work, eh, Colin?
Nah, we don't believe in it.
All right, come and sit next to Mum.
I think the game is a bit too quiet here.
Days.
How did it all go so right? That's followed by the
Let me
terrific weather
boost it a
Well.
little.
briefing and pages from
10
Territory,
seconds,
now
everybody.
featuring up to
All of
16 simultaneous
Monday's a
colours.
myth.
That explains so
One time.
much.
Should be better now,
Okay, we
yeah?
are going in 5,
Time to put on
4,
your thinking
Hold on.
glasses
3.
That's a bit too much.
at the NNN.
Okay.
Good
here we go.
evening and welcome to the NNN. I'm Megan Wolf. And who's this, you might be wondering? Well, it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day here at Channel 1. So I'm joined tonight by my foster daughter, Stacey. Say hello, Stacey.
Go fuck yourself.
All right then. Here are the
She
stories.
clearly
for
does
you.
not want to be
First
here.
up, with Advance confirming that the nuclear fallout from the 20-week war is to blame for the drop in birth rates across the territories, we asked you what keeps you going. I know that I, for one, was quite deflated when I heard about this, but reading all your submissions has really put the smile back on my face.
It really doesn't matter which one I picked, does
Is from
it?
Sonia in Larkfordshire. I've had plenty of time to fill, so I've started a new hobby. Since I started knitting, I barely remember that 85% of the country is sterile. My record is this scarf. It's 124 metres long. Thank you for that. And if you've started a new hobby, do
That
write in
is,
and tell us about
quite
it.
an issue.
Next up, you know how we love your uncanny comestible coincidences, and I don't know about you, but I think this one really takes the biscuit.
I'll take the biscuit
Not sure
then.
what I'm more impressed by, Stacey. The
Or the
things are
toast,
spot
more
the
literally.
unbelievable way our menu centres are now able to feed every team member every single day. Greg from Proddington has sent us this lovely photo of their breakfast, saying, I couldn't bring myself to eat my toast this morning because
Is
I
there even
could
anything
swear
going
it bore
on?
the spitting image of the great Julia
Like this
Salisbury's
Raptor
relatable face.
essentially sees
So I had to make do with a plate of butter and two
existence,
spoonfuls
right?
of jam. Do keep those coming in. Come on, can you have a go? We've just got time for one more of your stories, and this one is an inspiring story of rehabilitation. That's it, just tell us who it's from. Yeah, and then read it out. Okay. So this one says it's from John in Stokely. Before I was convicted, I'd never read a single book, but since I was released from Betterman, I haven't been able to stop. I'm even working at a library, and on our lunch breaks, Mr. Wordyworth spell checks my tattoos.
That's hilarious.
We absolutely love hearing the way our neighbours and team members have been able to become better people. So do let us know your stories here. You can do this bit, Stacey. No, you're right. Come on, give it a try. Let us know your stories.
Oh, okay, so she is getting it.
Right, bit of a change of pace coming up here. You'll need to use the S effect buttons for the next segment, but Advance have already selected when and what to use. Simple stuff. Just follow your government orders.
Follow your government orders, yeah. Sure thing, Bozeman. The signal turned red for a moment. Did you see
Up
that?
tonight on the NNN, it's time to celebrate this week's team lottery winners live from the Shakespeare Theatre right here in the capital. We're going to hand over to Julia Salisbury. I suppose you don't think much of her either, eh, Stacey? She's got a lot more going for her than you wankers. Okay, surprising vote of approval there from Stacey. Let's go
Interesting.
live to that right now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Team Awards.
Who's this guy?
Of all the many duties I have as team leader, this is by far the most pleasant. As I so often say to you, the uneven past is now, following the demise of Disrupt, firmly behind us.
There is nothing I get to do, huh?
And I say to you, it's better now.
I really need to switch cameras still
I
here,
am
huh?
delighted to be joined here tonight
Oh,
by
wow.
one of the oldest people in Territory 1. He was born over 107 years ago. Please give a warm team welcome to Alfie Touchbadger.
There we go. Perfect transition.
So, Alfie, you must have seen so much in your lifetime. What have been some of the highlights? Alfie? Is he all right?
I guess we'll smile here.
His hearing aid isn't turned on. His hearing aid isn't turned on.
Turn it on.
Alright.
He says it drains the battery.
Well,
Of
we tell him
course
that we'll
it
buy him a
does.
brand new battery after the presentation.
Really? The battery is an
Yeah, he
issue?
says that's fine then. Yeah, he says that's fine then. And I will help him with that. Yeah.
This is
Sorry, can't
quality
get the start.
content. Obviously. I'm shocked this whole thing is gone.
So, Alfie.
What?
You're 107 years old.
Oh, don't bloody remind me.
Would you like to tell the audience what that's like?
Where is everybody?
Out there, in the dark. Bless him, it's not just the ears.
Who are you? 2 sugars, please.
I'm Julia Salisbury, the Prime Minister.
I like this story. Who are you really?
No, I really am the Prime Minister.
Oh, so you're
A woman.
Yeah, a woman. One of
Women can do anything men can do these days, Alfie.
Oh, can you piss standing up?
I can't say I've ever tried.
2 sugars, please, and not too much milk.
Shall we get to the awards, Alfie?
Whoa. Are you going to ask me about my life?
Well, I'm not sure we have enough time left now for that. So,
When I was 9, I wanted a pet
Really?
grass with Mum and Pap. There was no.
This man is just hijacking the broadcast
We
here.
made our own entertainment out of coal and roadkill.
Well, that's fascinating.
So they got me a pet, see? But
I don't
it
know how
weren't
to
a
swap.
dog. They told me it were a dog, but it were a stone.
A stone?
Just a stone.
So I called it Patch, which was a popular name for a dog back then on account of the king having a patchy face. I
Hilarious.
decided to introduce him to pretty little Gertie Thimble, who lived up the road.
Oh, how romantic.
She threw my dog in the river. That was the day I
That is
decided I'd
awful.
never marry.
And that's the secret to your long life?
Oh no, I've been married 7 times, divorced 8. Then
How's-
mix up
um,
3,
what?
see? Yes, I'm just lucky. Are we going back to the home soon?
Soon, Alfie.
Really now.
First, let's turn to the reason we're all here. The weekly Territory 1 Team
Just
Awards.
click it in.
First up tonight is a lady who really knows how to put in the extra hours. She works
Why is
at
Camp
a
Free
transition
even a
centre
thing?
in Bamblebury, and she has single-handedly allowed more families to unburden each other than any other nurse in Territory 1. In the uneven
Territory
past,
1,
she'd
huh?
have been locked up.
So
Tonight, she
why
is
are
being
the
honoured
territories
as a
just
team
numbered? Why don't they have like
Please welcome
dedicated
Daphne
names?
Snister.
Okay, I was supposed to be on this camera, I guess.
Are you
Not a
ready
big deal.
to change me?
Just give her a medal, Alfie. There's a good boy.
She does look very angry. Hilarious.
And don't let it steep too long.
I think you're supposed to give me one of those.
Oh, right.
Well, I
There he goes. Look.
can't get the arms up any higher than that. You have to go down.
Old man.
Thank God those fractious times are behind us, and now the territories are thriving.
Are we in? As the actor said to the mission.
Yes, thank you. I've got it from here.
She does, yeah.
Well done. Daphne Snister, everybody. Now, open your envelope and find out what you've won. Crikey, don't hold back there. She's tougher than one of Peter's homemade Eccles cakes.
Got it. I've won a holiday for 2 in Territory 15.
Oh, I would have loved to win something like that.
Marino, didn't it?
I believe it did, yes.
Why couldn't we have stuck with that then? It's easier to remember.
We're all
I
one
know,
nation
right?
now.
Hang on a minute. Isn't it still on fire?
Daphne Snister, everyone.
Oh, what about my
So much
name?
censorship,
I've been in
though.
this Wi-Fi for 3 days now.
Ah, look, the green arrow
get
is
to
all
that,
the way up.
Alfie.
That's nice. That's lovely.
Next up tonight is a couple from Farnley who, after a rocky start losing their family's ill-gotten gains to the Assets and Wealth Act, have really embraced the new future, setting up a
I wonder
community
how,
park and packing them in their
Sam's-
local area
what was
for
it,
all the local
brother
children
is?
to play. Please
think it
welcome
was his brother,
Otho
no?
and Lobelia,
Oh,
Jackson
his
Randiganis.
Dear brother, my bad.
Medal, Alfie.
You know, when I was in the trenches, I had a pal called Scotty Wilson. He was from way up
Interesting.
north, so I didn't understand a bloody word he said.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
my best mate.
It still is kind of like that sometimes.
And his best mate was Smudger Ace. There was them two. Fiddly Eric, Unstable Terry, and of course, Leggy Sydney.
This is a
She
nice
was a
thing.
girl. But she had a boy's name, so they shipped her to the front anyway. First girl any of us has ever seen close up. She's dead
How is
now.
that
They all
possible?
are. Smudger and Scotty never made it home. Fiddly got shanked in Frankworth prison in
Aw.
Olive.
An olive.
He exploded quietly at home. Sydney got a fatal skin condition.
2 reaction shots in a row.
It makes you think.
Thanks.
I've learned a
Alfie,
thing.
great contribution. So, So, Otho and Lobelia, a petting zoo.
After we lost all our wealth, we discovered there were actually people who had never even owned a pony.
I've never owned a pony.
So we decided to do something about it. That's the type of people we are, you see. Advantage of a private education, probably.
Well, I'm sure we could debate that all night, but there's no time. So, let's see what you've won.
Yes, before we do, there's something I wanted to say to you.
Oh, absolutely. Every citizen of the new future has my ear.
When advance came to power, you took all of our wealth. You took the shirts off of our backs.
Quite literally, in my case, I used to collect shirts.
You might as well have the rest of it, too.
I can't show that.
Oh God, not again. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Pennies and the news are not good bedfellows. Keep those flappy bits off my channel,
Yeah,
Alex.
I know. It's fine, Mr. Bozeman.
Oh, no.
Got to go. It isn't right and it isn't fair.
I managed to get it right. Oh, hold on.
You can't think pearls are swine. It isn't right. We used to have 3 horses.
There's a
and a whole
bunch of
well.
stuff going on again.
And now what have we got? 2 mangy goats, 1 mongrel dog called Kenneth, and a rooster that
What
was
is this man
Flemish.
going to do?
Can we get this over quickly with, please?
As the actress said to the bishop.
That was fine, right?
Hello, Alfie Tadge Badger.
Can't show that. Oh, she's now hiding behind him.
Oh, don't worry.
You are, man.
I'll
Of
protect
course.
you. Oh.
Well, we're good.
What he knows.
You know, this reminds me of when I was in...
This is quality TV. But what's happening in Camp 1 and 4? I'm not really understanding, to be honest.
Black and white then, of course. We'd visit the Penny Arcade and try to win a block of lard and take over the family.
What?
You couldn't buy lard in those days.
You see
You had to
Camp
win it.
4?
Oh, it was so much.
It's faker than
Boys
fake.
were boys, girls were girls. Everyone else was recruited.
It's
by the
madness.
circuses. There were loads of them, you see, circuses, with their big tents and their candy floss. You'd hear the music, the pipe organ, drifting over the nearby fields. My mum used to call it the most magical sound in the world. Before she lost her hearing.
I'm not going to show Camp 4
Loud
right
round of
now.
applause. Did you ever go to the circus?
What's that, Alfie?
The circus, yeah, don't go behind. Yeah, just the tea.
This should be fine.
Well, that was an unexpected dose of naked nostalgia.
Yeah.
Some people simply can't
It's
let
been
go
a
of the past.
long time since that
That's why
happened.
I look in joy and fervent admiration at the younger generation. So cohesive, such a team.
Hilarious when she says younger generation, show the old
But
man.
the value our fabulous new generation now
Kind
more
of
than
ironic
ever.
in a way, I suppose.
Our final winner tonight is a go-getter who really went and got him, helping to root out
Charlie?
170 disrupt collaborators in his own neighbourhood. Since
Charlie?
then, he's gone on to be a senior cohesion
Not
cadet
Charlie,
leader
then.
and organised all of the entertainment at last year's camp cooperation. Our final winner tonight, Edwin Neverley.
Ah, it's Edwin Neverley. How could I not have seen that
You
coming?
should be in a transition centre, you old non... Prime Minister. It's an
He's a
absolute
bit
pleasure.
rude, isn't he?
We're very similar, in my opinion.
Well, I've never been much of a role model.
Nonsense, Prime Minister. You have saved this country. You have fought enemies, foreign and domestic, with 9 fists. As with my own tiny fists have I.
Well, let's open the envelope and find out what you've won. Maybe it'll be a fist enlargement.
He finds that funny. Sure. Why not?
A year's internship as a behaviour coach at Betterment. Let's show the fools where they went wrong, eh?
Well, actually, Betterment is about rehabilitation, Edwin.
Absolutely. And if they don't reintegrate, we retaliate. Just like you.
Sorry, but you're a bit too aggressive, my man.
Thank you. for this award, and stay vigilant. Report the non-cohesives. Be a team player.
Yeah. I got this, don't
Join me
worry.
next week when hopefully things will be a lot more normal. Back to you, Megan.
Okay.
At a highly eventful team
That was
awards
quite a
ceremony.
thing, wasn't it?
On this week's winners, Stacey.
Huh.
The nurse was fucking scary, the three T's were saggy, and that little prick will never lose his virginity.
Okay. Well, succinctly put there, if a little profane. After the break, we'll be going live. Star-studded premiere.
Yeah,
With
well,
who's on the
you
red
know.
carpet tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. And we're out.
Oh, Alex, one other... What's that? You're off already? I know you had to take the day off work with Junior, but... Oh, I see. No luck still with Theodore. I'm so sorry, darling. Of course. I'll speak to you later. Oh, Alex. Completely forgot what I was going to say. Blasted all. Still, I'm lucky to have her.
Sure.
Tragic comic disaster.
Creative people from across the territory to submit their
Reckon he's
most
watching us somewhere?
sterling creations
Laughing.
as entries in the United Territories Anthem.
There's a United Territories anthem now, huh?
Are you fucking with her?
Future.
Oh, right.
Something
So
that
she can
speaks
swear.
from and to your hearts.
Segment grade E. I've done.
Collaboration and cohesiveness.
Blimey, awful. Bloody awful. Blimey. Bloody. I can't talk.
Experiences required.
But what's new?
All you need to do is
I literally always do the same thing, right?
and, if possible, arrange it for a more
So,
than 30
Patrick and Robin are just going to
Oh.
grab her can, and then you've got these generic links on the HQ to glue it all together.
They do
Why
know I
would
have
the
a
cameras
community
cut
degree in
from it? I
journalism.
guess it's because of a segment switch. And it's
Bring
purely
to work
for the
there.
game, but in terms of
That is
studio,
all
I don't think so.
Something around that boy band hot spot.
Heat rash.
Space opera. I know that
Heat rash.
font from something.
They're running out of names, aren't they?
I hear the computer comes up with them. This one's too. Ah, there she is, and just in time too. It's 10 seconds, everybody. What have you been
Ah,
up to?
so she was
What's this
missing,
new?
huh?
And we are going in 5.
She's like, that's my daughter,
3.
everyone.
Welcome back. Stacey's still here.
Wishing she wasn't.
I didn't do that.
And in this segment, we're delighted to have sent Robin and Patrick to the movies. Yes, tonight is the world premiere
Can I
of The
move this to a different
Automated,
slot?
starring Lawrence Blunderclatch and the late
It
great
just
Helena
puts
Canterbury
itself
Bochu.
back to the
And all
normal
the stars
slot.
are
Okay,
out
that's
tonight.
fine.
We first covered this film almost 5 years ago.
Hey,
back when
and
it was
look, no
called
crashes.
The Medicated. Then, for mysterious
Wonderful.
reasons, the film was suddenly pulled the night before its release. Well, since then, executive producer George Focus
My
has
crown
spent
is
5
gone.
long years polishing the film and turning it into a special edition and premiering
Where's my
tonight
crown?
with extensive
here
state-of-the-art
it
visual
is.
effects and a top-quality voice team. George says it's the movie he always
I knew
wanted
it.
to make. Now, let's take a look at it.
The moon base. Robotic spiders, huh?
I can't deconstruct it.
Captain,
I can't deconstruct it.
is this a wig?
You think I don't grow that?
What is this
I'll kill you.
random movie?
Think of Saturn.
There's something on your face, Chief Harrison.
What's going on here?
I wish you were real, baby.
It really does not seem that appealing.
But you're just ones and zeros, baby. If only I'd noticed.
Captain Quasar.
You rusted,
Quasar.
but I didn't notice.
Captain,
I'm buffering shit, you said.
got one on you.
God damn it, blast it all!
Here's a map.
What's a map? Okay, so head north on Interstellar Avenue. Left
They
at the
really
exit,
just threw together some random
volcanic
texts,
rings.
huh? Oh,
What are these
this was
symbols?
computer
It's
generated,
cool.
right?
This is the key.
No wonder it's rubbish.
Yes, we could shut it down. Yes, we could shut it down.
But what's with
But
the
we have to ask
signals
ourselves.
still being so awful?
Who are we?
Ah, they're both robots. Now that's a plot twist.
Gosh, thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey?
It looked awful.
The robots were alright, I guess.
They certainly were. Let's go over to Robin Short now in Western Square, who I believe...
You have a lot to learn about displaying the news.
Shall we?
Yes, we are live from Western Square with a man who needs no introduction, Lawrence Blunderclatch. How is your evening been
Lawrence
so far?
Blunderclatch, hello.
Magical. My most dear friend.
Apparently has
gathered here to
more
celebrate.
signal
One really
stuff.
couldn't ask for much more.
I don't like
Well,
that
on
bit.
that note, with awards
I don't
season
like
just
it
around the
one
corner,
bit, I
are
should
you
say.
hoping to add to your collection for a
Which is an
third time?
ironic pun,
I
to say the
really
least.
couldn't say. But if the association deigned to honour me for a fourth time, so be it. It's really not for me to say. But let's just say that I know
Okay,
of three
all
little
good.
gold men who are getting rather lonely.
Absolutely.
Because I've won three.
Really?
And each more deserved
Wow.
than the last. But it's safe to say that your career has gone supersonic in the last couple of years. How's that been?
Well, as I was saying to
We're
Stephen
really
earlier
just
yesterday, that's Stephen
struggling
Spellman.
here with the signal
The
these days.
Stephen Spellman. Lovely chap. I mean, unbelievable mind. I said, Stephen,
It's all
this
good.
really has been quite the ride. But you know what he said? He agreed with me.
Wow. And what do you attribute your success to?
Well, if we're talking actual numbers, I'd have to say 60% talent, 30% looks, and 10% passion. Brackets general.
Right.
Not to mention the incredible coverage on election night. That really was the start of it all. That and my own range of sick bags. Lawrence's Chundercatch.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
what are you
Who
talking
could
about?
forget? Well, it's been a delight talking to you, as always. Thank you so much. Well, Patrick Bannon should be with Lil C for a conversation that doesn't.
Oh,
involve
right,
bombs.
Patrick Bannon.
Patrick.
You, Robin.
They're still
let's
doing
hope
this,
not.
huh?
I'm actually joined here by
Billy Bob Jean
So,
Short. I'm
you've
sure
now
you recognize
officially
my
taken
youngest
the
pop
identity
sensation,
of Patrick
Lil
Bannon.
D. Her Lil C covers album drops next
Oh,
week.
God.
Actually, we're expecting Lil C. Is she?
She's around. She's not been feeling very well. She's put me in charge.
Has she?
Well, the courts have. They gave me stewardship over her estate, her finances, and her internal soul. Praise Craglaw!
Praise Cragler. Wow.
What's going on here?
But is she coming just because we've got some questions for her?
Well, she might be along later, but as our legal and spiritual guardian, I'll be happy to answer any questions on her behalf.
It's actually getting a bit
Deep,
tricky with the
was
signal
it?
now.
Well, you look great.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I feel great.
Well, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Little C, and you could be too.
Really?
Little C's
So that's
in line
Lil
at
C,
launches
huh?
tonight. This is one of my favourite looks. It's called
Oh, what a unique name!
Hard to
That
spell,
is
though.
definitely
But of course,
unique.
Lil C is basically fashion royalty now with a veritable clothing empire to her name.
Yeah, well, the label's gone from strength to strength since our initial TV launch on this very show, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So really,
Oh,
we have
yeah.
all you to thank for all this. You know, this hat cost more than my second jet. Feel that?
Why do you have a second jet?
Yes, it's a nice hat.
Person.
And Forbes magazine has named me the youngest self-made success story ever.
And do you have any advice for anyone wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Absolutely. All you need to succeed on your own is your family's financial backing and pre-existing fame. It's not rocket science, people.
Well,
So how do you get
sad news.
pre-existing
Am I right that
fame?
Lil C's going to be retiring from music.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm sure you can imagine. At 25, she's far too old for pop music now. She can't keep
Really?
up with these young stars. So
I guess that's how the
best of
music
album
world
is out
sometimes
now, and
works,
She's
huh?
touring that later this year.
Depends,
and then
of course.
A farewell tour the year after that. And that's her last chance to see
Come on,
her.
tell me this the
So,
last bit of
until
the signal
the reunion
disruption.
tour,
Come on.
And then the classic tour after that. But it's been a long and
Absolutely
varied career, as you
nothing.
can imagine. She's very, very proud.
Oh, and if her health's bad, then maybe it's for the best.
What's wrong with her health?
Oh,
Oh,
yes, her health. Her poor health. And it's surprisingly expensive.
they're really just
Curse
lying, I
you,
would say.
Zaytan! Damn your intergalactic justice!
Oh,
They're clearly lying.
yeah. Well, we better be letting you get back. Those babies aren't going to sell themselves, or possibly at all. Billy Bob, Lil C, D, thank you so much
Lil
for joining
D.
me. And do
Oh,
pass our
right.
best wishes to Lil
How
C.
could I not have known that?
Oh,
Now, it looks like Robin is with a music legend who actually is irreplaceable. Is that who I think it is, Robin?
Absolutely is, Patrick. Jesus,
Oh, this guy!
Yeah,
I
you
remember
know.
we had to censor most of his songs.
Thanks to you, silencing me, silencing the truth.
Are you referring to your attempt to incite violence against the democratically elected leaders of this country on live TV?
Yeah, exactly. And instead of being held a visionary, my management and agent, they all dropped me.
Oh, no.
Really?
But you can't break me when you didn't make me, you understand? See, I'm the voice, I'm the hope. You can lock me up, call the doctors, but only the moon can judge me.
The moon.
So, what have you been up to since your team cut ties with you?
You know, keep building, keep moving. I'm actually working on a track right now. Written, recorded, directed, all by myself.
Oh, nice.
Can we hear a bit of it?
What now?
I know I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure the people at home would love to as well.
I'm sorry, but that's going to require me to censor a lot again, don't it?
Yo. The news tried to shut my mouth, but it won't be long until they go south. Because my name's Big J and you can't stop me. See, no censorship can stop me.
What's going on here?
Yeah, see, that's all I've got at the moment.
That's all you've got at the moment.
Did you just rhyme me with me?
No! Daddy promised this wouldn't happen again. You're supposed to clap and say, well done, Julian, well done. Thank you.
Yeah, sure thing, man. Whatever.
Ask me a polite question, and I'll walk away nicely.
Is it true that you're heir to a hotel chain?
What? Where did you hear that?
And that you're very much alive parents
La, la,
are
la,
currently
la,
on the
la,
run
la,
for
la,
massive
la, la, la,
financial
I have
gain.
no
I'm sorry,
idea what's going
trying
on.
to censor me.
That is such an ironic thing. Off he goes.
Who really does seem to be going from strength to something. There are just so many stars here tonight, Megan. It really is the who's
That's
who.
too funny. I swear.
Whatever, here. I'm going to see if I can grab a moment with someone rather special. I hope you're not too jealous, Megan. Back to you.
Thanks, Robin. But I think Stacey and I are probably in quite enough trouble where we are. So, three
Yeah,
names there, Stacey.
probably.
Yeah, big names.
Any thoughts about them? Maybe from your generation's perspective?
You won't like my opinions.
Oh, go on, try me.
Well, Bum
Let's
Bong
go
is
on
solely like
and
1 week away from
censor
transition
everything.
centre, so who cares? And Lil C was cool when I was like 12 or something, but now she's just another fucking loony. And Jayza
I knew I had
is a
to censor
disrupt-loving
something
wanker
somewhere.
who should have died with the rest of them 3 years ago.
You're right.
Oh, it's Crazy Neil.
No, you're right, I don't like your opinion. But thankfully, we can go back to Patrick now, who has another familiar face to catch up with. Oh, Patrick, what's the atmosphere like there?
It's absolutely electric, Megan. I can't quite believe it either.
Hello.
But he's here. It's Crazy Neil.
Hey, hi, ho, how you doing?
I love his voice, not gonna
really
lie.
connected with your ads over the years. What's it like suddenly being so popular?
It's crazy. People
Yeah.
stop me in the streets, they expose themselves, they write me threatening letters. You know, the stalker has become the stalky. A real taste of Neil's own medicine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and what's been the most
I have
challenging-
no idea why he
so famous.
seems so happy
Places
about
like
it.
this, you know, being around actors and rock stars, they're real crazy. And Crazy Neil knows crazy, and I'm used to being the loudest whack job in the room.
Yes,
I mean, that I can definitely
But I know what you're
imagine.
thinking. Hey, Neil, where's the crazy deal?
He actually has something.
We got crazy deals on chairs. chairs. You ever sit in a chair that knock your socks off?
No, I can't say that I have.
Makes a mess of the carpet. But what do you say? We got a deal?
Well,
what about Betty Andrews' handbag? It's real leather. It's real cheap. And it even contains our heart medicine. Spicy.
no, really.
You've
He's
got
really
the chair.
just selling
You've got the
everything.
bag. You're really busting my balls. What can I do to convince you? Let me throw in my wife, Mrs. Neal. It's the latest model. Not
Really?
a scratch on her. Pearls like a charm. What do you say? We got a
Pearls
deal.
like a charm.
I can't take your wife.
Yes, you can. I got loads of them. Come on down.
I got
Crazy
loads
deals.
of them.
We got
Sorry,
crazy
what?
deals on chairs. We got crazy deals on meals. We got crazy deals on wheels. We got wheels on meals. Meals on wheels. We've even got endangered seals. And we got meals with endangered seals. Yeah!
Really now?
Thank you, Neil. Well, it's always a dream come true to meet a hero. How about that, Megan? The man himself. Aren't we lucky? Back to you.
Thanks, Patrick. What a colourful interview there on what looks
That
like
was
an
very
amazing night. They
interesting, yeah.
certainly know how to make
Meet
an
Neil
entrance.
at red carpet. Oh, I
And
love
the
these TV
automated
achievements.
really does seem to have unstoppable written all over it, because despite Boris Horsey in Hours magazine calling it Lawrence Blunderclatch's overly long suicide note, in
Oh
a review
my.
which ends with the words, and he hasn't even had the decency to see it through, the film, which is free to all residents of the territories, has seen record pre-bookings and looks set to run for months and months. But let's go back to those lucky few seeing it tonight. Oh, I'm so jealous. Robin, you seen anything unusual there?
Thanks, Megan.
Hello.
Will you settle for the territory's most eligible bachelor? 5 years ago, Steve Saxon was an unknown. Then a series of incredible performances
Sorry, I still
in
don't know
play
who it
productions
is.
from Hamlet's Jam to the curious rise of Algernon Ding Dong made him the most wanted man in drama. He's been voted sexiest man under 25 for 3 successive years. Now, let's see if he'll talk to the NLN. Excuse me, Mr. Saxon. Steve, have you got a moment to spare to talk to the NNN?
Sorry, what was going on here?
Your show gave me my first chance at an audience. The raw me, Steve 1.0.
I remember.
I know.
Then everyone could see there was something so special about you. The whole thing is burned.
Generally don't remember.
A moment is the very least I can give your amazing viewers in return.
Not that we're actually going anywhere. Where is she?
Are you going to introduce us to your date?
But of course, this
I'm
is...
Charlotte Winstanley Hamilton. I was in Hey Friendship too. You know, that scene you burned into your mind. I was in that.
I don't remember it whatsoever.
Sorry, don't remember you at all. Are you sure you were in that?
Yes, I was the pretty one. Tell her so.
Oh, you were?
Looks are really important.
Well, if you say so, Steve. So it's been a big year for you. I believe you've been tackling the Bard.
Yeah, so I've been working with an enfant terrible called Quentin Sucker Punch. We've been doing all the Shakespeares.
Crikey, all of them.
Yeah, so we shoot one a week. I play all the parts, so I learn them at the weekend and then we shoot them naked in his steam room. The lighting in there is really good.
Sorry, did you say naked?
What was the change
He
here?
is. I'm in a variety of hats. It's an old theatrical tradition.
I had a single out. It was called Look at Me.
And you did that advert, didn't you, babe?
Is that your dental floss?
And the sex tape, of course.
Steve! I don't like to talk about that. Although apparently it's available
Oh.
for $11.99 everywhere. Just ask your newsagent.
So, what is your favourite Shakespeare play then, Steve?
Ooh, I like the wordy one.
It's starting soon. I'm going to miss the
The
trailers.
wordy one.
She'll be here.
This is a clever man.
What took you so long? There was an injured pigeon. I'll explain on the way in.
Now, of course, I remember you from that legendary first appearance.
Really? Her too?
You were such a serious little thing. You had that horrible sister.
Yes, that was me. I'm the horrible sister.
Don't be so hard on yourself, babe. Looks are really important.
So, what have you been up to, Harriet?
Oh my.
Actually, last year I was overseas bringing art to the starving children from outside the territories. They may not have food, but they can still have Canada.
Good for you.
And now I'm in an experimental
I
physical
suppose
theatre
charities
about
are
the
still a
existential
thing,
angst of
huh?
liquor.
Amazing. So artsy.
We do it above a pub on Thursdays.
I was also the girl who got murdered in the bath in Night Slasher 3. Haven't seen it.
But she was brilliant.
Oh.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
I can't do everything.
Starting soon and I really need a thimble.
Oh my god, you need the loo now. We're gonna completely miss the
I'm using my thumb for the off button. How am I supposed to censor as well?
Thank you so much for talking with us and enjoy the movie.
Thanks. I love the
That was
NNN.
insane.
Love you guys. Stop showing off. Sorry.
I need to fill up my entire green bar now.
I can't believe that.
Hi.
Steve Saxon, Harriet Winstanley Hamilton, and someone else, can't remember her name for the life of me.
I think I'll go for C as
If
well.
I'm honest, I think I've just come. Back to you, Megan.
You can say that?
Lucky you, and enjoy the movie. The Automated opens in cinemas across the territories this weekend. What a
Oh, wow, you were
star-studded
here for
event,
2
eh,
minutes.
Stacey?
Who cares? No one goes to the cinema these
Well,
days.
Of course.
thanks for
We'll be
joining,
back after these
Katumi.
messages.
Stream did not
still go
freeze,
to
by the
cinema.
way.
Get yourself a video
I hope
recorder.
it didn't, at least. No, things are just
Video recorder, it's just not
not
the same, is
moving
it?
along too
You're
much.
right, better. No unevens chatting and chewing all the way through.
Of course there are other forms.
Doesn't that happen anymore?
In public.
Well,
What's wrong with you?
perhaps this is
Nothing's
fine.
wrong with me.
Feeling better? Alright, you are. Gotta get set up for heat rash.
Yeah.
I think Ronnie's on something.
And there he is. It was on his rider. Apparently it's medicinal.
Ronnie's always high. Give him orange juice.
Speaks.
You stupid cunt.
And just like that, you wish you wouldn't.
Oh, I love on the little thing here it said like, hey, censor that. Oh, that's too funny.
We seem to be a bit bunched up at him.
Oh, don't worry. It's so cool.
It's what?
Who are these people?
Oh, here's
These
Megan.
guys.
She's going to be interviewing you.
Hello. Hi.
This is her. This is Stacey.
It's Stacey.
Fuck off, Ronnie.
Right. No, I'm sorry, but if we can't be polite, you're going to have to wait in the dressing room.
Whatever.
Do you want
She'll
to go and
just
wait in the
sit
dressing
here.
room?
No.
No what?
I'll be polite, is what she's saying.
No. Thank you.
Okay. And sit up straight. You're ruining my shot.
You're
That's
ruining
10
my
seconds, everybody.
No, cool.
I mean, that's
Right, no
true, I
go.
guess.
What's that? What's no?
Bring in 5, 4.
Narco is probably
3.
something like not cool.
Welcome back. For our final segment tonight, Stacey and I are delighted to be joined by Heat Rash. Their new album, Girls and Why We
Yeah,
Love
we'll
Them
give a
All,
quick
comes
reaction
out this
shot, I
weekend.
guess.
So, let me see if I can get this right. It's Nolan,
I write the songs.
Ronnie.
That's what it says on my tattoo.
Oh, you've got a tattoo of your name on yourself. Okay.
In case
Wow.
he forgets it.
This raconteur, you must be Chinny. Why do they call you Chinny?
It's because of this ugly old thing.
I don't know what you mean. God, you're so fucking embarrassing. Dale. Crikey, Dale, you do not look old enough to be in a band.
I get that a lot. I'm actually 23, the oldest one. I have a growth disorder.
No kidding!
Sorry, I didn't know that.
It's so cool, PT.
It's only messing with you.
He's actually 58.
Okay, right, I see. You're going to be a handful, aren't you, boys?
Mum.
You must be TP. What does TP stand for?
Tiny prick.
Right,
It
right.
stands for team player.
I see. How long have you had that nickname?
Ever since Nolan decided Terry Pronos was a shit name for a member of a boy band.
No co-Ronnie. Yeah, no co-Ronnie.
It's pretty obvious
no
what
co
no-co
mean?
means.
It's
Come
the
on.
opposite of SoCo.
Fuck's sake. SoCo.
Yeah.
So cohesive.
Ah, it's
You
cohesive.
preties say cool.
Right, okay. Thank you, Stacey.
Pretty.
Sorry about her.
Not your fault. She's uneven.
So, you guys met through a popular show on one of our rival channels, didn't you?
Yeah, team players with a Z.
So how did that work then?
Well, actually, Dell and I knew each other from school. We were actually
Is that
classmates.
okay?
For fuck's sake, Nolan, mate. Give someone else a chance. We all went on team players. We all auditioned. The judges put us into bands. And, yeah, we went to their houses and they just put us into bands.
It's an example of how we're greater than the sum of our parts when we work in harmony.
And occasionally singing it.
So every week on the show, they get these
Oh,
bands,
come on, you switched
they give
back
them a song
again?
that the producer just found under the bin somewhere.
Actually, I write the song.
And the public would phone in and decide which song they like best.
Right, and then the losers would be eliminated.
Oh.
No-co. Pretty so no-co.
The band who get the most approval get to play their song again.
Ah.
Sure. So what happens to the losers then?
Mum! What do I keep doing wrong?
We don't use the L word anymore.
Ah.
Would you please stop saying that?
That word is a pejorative. It's a word designed to diminish. At Go-Getters, I learned very early that we only win when everybody wins.
But, sorry, that's not real life, is it? That's just sports board, no?
Thought you were Soko.
Yeah, I am Soko.
Nah, you're a shrinker. Can't be friends with shrinkers.
She doesn't know what you're talking about. She doesn't understand.
So I do understand, actually.
Generational.
What's a shrinker?
Generation
A shrinker.
What's
is-
a pretty, Mum? What's a pretty?
Well, I think it means someone who's older, doesn't it?
Pre-territories.
It's someone who turned 18 before the new future.
Unevens.
Memes. Nonks.
It's not her fault she's old. She can't help it.
That old.
I'm trying to help you here.
I don't think I need your help.
See? Total meme.
Is that so?
Yes, obviously.
A total meme, obviously.
You know what the real problem with you lot is? You just can't get over the fact that your beloved Disrupt are gone and you just don't fit in anymore. But the truth is, Disrupt were violent, no-co, bricks being led by a fucking psycho. I'm glad they lost, and you should be too.
Listen, not everyone over 30 supported Disrupt, Stacey.
Not everyone, no, but one fuck-off lot of you did.
Soko, Stacey. Soko.